Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It was bloody hot on Monday, and it's still hot now. Welcome to Backyard Gauntlet 5, Monday Night Rollback, Week 37. I'm Reinart, also known as Jamie, and I am here with...
Weirdling! Or Jumbo if you like it that way. If you prefer Hungarian names.
Very
Right?
nice and Hungarian.
Very nice and Hungarian. Right, so we're back. No more COVID.
Oh, no more COVID for you guys.
Oh yeah, you never had it.
I dodged.
The only person who was not here for that commentary.
Dodging.
For whatever reason. And then...
I think I just wasn't scheduled for either of the matches that were recorded that day. I think it was the jailbreak and then the Silverback Challenge.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I wasn't going to be necessary until the God, what was it? The King of the Hill, basically?
Yeah, because what we wanted to do is just... So we had a King of the Hill, which we wanted to do with all of us.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to do every single event in a single day. And then once we got the COVID, we just dropped the rest because...
Production schedules, we have jobs.
And also it's really difficult to make a King of the Hill entertaining because you know it's going to come down to the last game anyway.
So yeah, there's a potential that the audience look at the video, go, "Oh, this is 45 minutes," and then they skip to like the 42nd minute or something to find the final game.
Okay, so it's gonna get it's gonna get decided between these two, and then it's just like you see what happens in this. So you really need to see one match, and there's no reason to make a video on that. So
I guess the true pop had the video come out. You all know the results. You saw last week's rollback. Senpuu was the victor.
Yep.
I was holding the hill until 4 seconds were remaining on the timer when I was defeated.
By Case of Chaos.
Leading to Senpuu playing Case of Chaos in the final game and taking the belt.
Yep.
Lethal League was fun. I guess we're just not making a video for that too.
Yeah, I mean, next time we were going to figure out how to do the actual main belt challenge in a way that is engaging to an audience as well once it's recorded, because this was clearly not the way.
Yeah, it was nice to have a change, and then it's good to try things out. But I think you're right ultimately.
Yeah.
So yeah, the rest of the footage for Summer Slash will not be getting uploaded.
At least not at this time. We might just come back to it sometime in the future, as a retrospective, and just do something with it, because we have it. There's just there's no reason for uploading.
I mean, new intro videos still need to be crafted. I've been thinking about that the past couple of weeks. Footage can still be used from those because there was some sick moments in those games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you never know, they might see the light of day,
at least in part. Right, so those who don't know, those who are tuning in for the first time, or those who forgot, the way the rollback works, or the way the gauntlet works, is that everybody faces the champion in a series of best of fives, and whoever defeats the champion carries on to the next round to decide who gets the belt in the end. And the two worst performing players face off to avoid the wooden spoon. And yeah, that's how we roll.
I've been feeling the pressure of the spoon recently. Having not had it, it's now starting to weigh on my mind that I've never held the spoon, and each week I show up to rollback oh no, what if this is the week?
I mean, at this point, we have an upcoming Case of Chaos who's actually really good at this point. He's genuinely
some stellar improvement over that period where the rest of us were off playing DNF tournaments.
Well, guys.
Yeah, but
not everyone likes DNF.
Well, rollback last week, just my God, I felt like I could just see on the screen, even in the first game, the fruits of his labour across those 2 weeks, the DNF week and the COVID week.
Yeah,
just coming on strong.
Yeah,
looking good for Case of Chaos.
Yeah, we've been playing together for a couple of days in that period when you guys were doing tournaments, but. Yeah, it's just what he said. I think he said in the last rollback that he was so scared that you guys were on tournaments and stuff, and you just got this sort of hyper awareness of how people play that he just had to practice because he was shitting himself.
Oh, he spoke to me about this as well. It was with the mindset that since we were out playing against players from all over Scotland, that we were going to be playing against really high caliber opponents, and he wasn't quite getting that like matchup experience against the same quality of players just playing on the ladder. So he was worried he was going to fall behind. And I think he overcompensated a little bit, but that's no bad thing.
Well, like he's been doing pretty well. So, yeah, I mean, do you have anything else to say?
No.
Right. In that case, let's see match 1. So, who's facing me first? Oh yeah, it's reverse order. So
it's Case of Chaos.
It's Case of Chaos.
Let's rock.
Let's rock!
Ladies and gentlemen, your first challenger. He is the silverback of the BGF. From the depths of your heart, wherever you are. He ain't gonna suck himself. It's the Cock!
Yeah!
Yeah! We love Cock! We love Cock! We love Cock!
That's like every Monday.
It's the best chant we have. It's amazing.
Especially when we're waiting for food to come.
Oh. The amount of delivery men who have approached the building to the chant of We Love Cock. It's almost as good as our joke of getting Case of Chaos to answer the door every time we order food. So every location, the delivery drivers see the same guy.
It's the same ginger cunt.
Right, yes, a match.
Oh, yeah.
Case of Chaos up to a good start here.
Look at me being the champion and getting absolutely hammered. Yeah, this evening was weird because I had the entire day off, so I've been playing Strive all day. But I'm a gyro, so once I start playing, my performance increases as time goes on. So I don't really get tired. I get more and more into it. And just before the gauntlet started, I had like about an hour and a half, 2 hours of just setting up and just like getting ready and all that stuff. So my momentum was absolutely flushed.
Yeah, like once you begin to spin down, it takes you a bit of time to spin up again to full speed.
So, and I knew that Case of Chaos was like, he's been really good last week, so I was getting ready for him to be like a proper challenge. Although he made a mistake here, so
nice
I could get full punish.
Just clean him up, damn.
Yeah, so I was not taking this for granted. I was like, okay, so he's getting like significantly better over the past couple of weeks. His mental is just better. His options selects and everything. Like I'm actually like I'm scared to press buttons, like in some situations against him at this point.
Like watching this back, even in situations where he's not getting rewarded for it, I feel like the option he's selecting is a good or correct option. It's just like spaced incorrectly.
Yeah, and it's like he's not really doing the. Okay, that would have been nice if I didn't expect it.
Risky play, no reward.
This is usually how I die. Yep, exactly.
This is something that Case of Chaos does a lot, and it's my only current bugbear with his gameplay is if he blocks that super, he will 2D. But you watch Senpuu and Senpuu will dash you up, he will headbutt you, and then it gets to the full combo.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a lot of situations that come up like this where you're dead, but he just 2Ds you in the knee and you get to get back up again one more time. And often that throws away the game, where you could have sealed it and then you come back.
I mean, I'm not very forgiving when it comes to not decent punishing.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you can kill me, you should.
Or come at you with an incredibly poorly timed meaty.
Yeah, if you cannot time your meaty, that is actually a good thing.
I've noticed recently that you're right. A lot of my meaty timing is not good. Especially online, I'm like, right, now I'm going to close slash this. Oh, never mind, I'm in a combo.
Oh, I love to get comboed because of my own tether. And every time it's specifically. Oh yeah, that's
thanks
also,
tether.
That's also very good. I pull him in.
Yeah, I think that only worked because he was tethered.
Well, it worked because, yeah, he was. Yeah, pretty much. So he did the thing, but it was also pulling him closer. So the first hit missed, but then he was like, "Oh, perfect distance."
I'm just clocking the update to our own little UI.
Yeah, I was thinking that there's plenty of space down there, so I thought I was just like, I'm gonna put the Monday Night Rollback thingy in there.
Approved by the board. I like the little gauntlet thing, and I think the fight outliner with the text is actually really good. It's a lot more readable now.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. The thumbnails were looking a bit weird. So I was like, okay, so I know how to make good thumbnails, but I also don't want to spend hours on the thumbnails just like outlining the champion and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I need to find a good middle ground where I can do it quickly, but I can make it look decent. So it's no longer like a story in the background.
That cheeky bastard with that projectile, god damn it.
He knows that I hate this because he only uses the projectiles when I'm really close to death, and it works because it's just like it never comes. And when he does it, he always does it when I'm whiffing something. So I have nothing.
He's 2 steps away from me. He'll never have your projectile.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like he usually uses the projectiles when he knows I'm. But basically, I put a string on him, and I was like, okay, here's an unsafe move. I'm just gonna throw out a parry just in case he presses a button, and then he does the projectile. It completely fucks me every time.
It's hard to know if it's Galaxy Brain or not.
I mean,
is he a genius or is it just reaction?
I think that's his game plan. So he's not reacting. He knows that he has to do it.
Case Chaos Genius confirmed.
The VGF Tensai.
He is making such good use of that guard point this week. Right enough, just die.
He's making such good use.
I think that is a notable point about his gameplay this week, is he keeps using it. It's not that he doesn't use it, but he's getting like great mileage out of it. He's almost each time converting it into some damage.
That what just happened there is like every time I grab him and get an OTG, his instinctual reaction is DP, and I'm like, okay, all I need to do is get the OTG then parry, because if I do that, it's gonna catch him, and that's exactly what happened.
That's another thing I'm noticing as well. He was doing a lot of like, I wouldn't want to call it a micro walk, but essentially shuffling in the opposite direction for just a moment, just to let the opponent do something and then punishing them with the slash and the back turn. Happened a good couple of times so far already, where it's gets the back turn stance, but instead of going for that okay on the wake up, he just walks away just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to get out of the range of a grab or a jab, and then catches with the slash.
Just to validate you that like I just did my super there, and he did a 2D on it. Which lets me live, but that's the thing, like I think about 85% of the time I die is because I use the super on really low health. It gets blocked and then I get blown up.
Yeah, like I think at this point most of us have like a punish sorted out to some degree for how to block the super. Right enough, mine is just 2D, but I'm slow. Leave me alone.
Oh, it's a wall break. Yeah.
Nice tasty super for it. We did not talk about this match whatsoever, we just talked about how big Case of Chaos' dick is getting. Well, look at that!
Well, that's me being the gyro there. So this was my first game. So I was still like obviously my play was not like horrendously bad, but there are like mistakes that I shouldn't have made, which I only make when I first start playing.
Case of Chaos, like a couple of mistakes where he could have closed out the game earlier than he did, but honestly playing like a bit of a shiny golden god.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at this point I'm really rooting for him because he's through. So when this happened, I was like,
please
you need to take the fucking belt. Please take the belt. We need you to take the belt, because then everybody had the belt. You're the only one who hasn't had the belt yet. Fucking take it.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'm your biggest fan. Just win.
Also, you need to get the spoon.
That too, but like I said earlier, it's a fear. That's what I was going to say earlier. It's a bit like shitting yourself in public. You're terrified of it until it happens once, and then it's already happened before. It's not really that bad, is it?
It's like, oh yeah, my dignity's already gone. It's fine.
So once I get the spoon, I'll no longer fear the spoon. But for now, it looks at me from across the room, and I feel a little uncomfortable.
It's kind of like when you started going on your rampage and you started like getting like the belt every week when I swapped to biking. So I really needed to like catch up in order, because at that point I was usually the one who was challenging you every week.
Yeah.
So it was always like a toss of a coin between you and me who gets the belt at the end of the day. But I was playing Anji at the time, so having to change characters and learn an entirely new character gave you the opportunity to just absolutely fucking steamroll everyone. So I was like really, really like fixated on like not letting you get that 10-week streak. And then when it happened, I was like, fuck it, at this point, it doesn't matter. I'm going to win at some point.
That was also, I think, when around the time where I put in the big work, I put in the heavy grind. I think it's when I reached Celestial for the first time. I can't actually remember now.
Wait, what?
Around then. Yeah, I think it's around when I did like a hard grind for 3 weeks. I think it's the first time I reached Celestial. I think that was around the time of when Viking came out. So not only had you
I think it was just before.
It was something around that time.
I think it was just before because Viking was not out because I was like I'm not interested in getting to Celestial because I'm gonna switch characters anyway.
Yeah.
And then you guys did get Celestial at the time, and I was like, okay, I might as well just like before Viking drops, I can just put some work in and try to get to Celestial because I'm gonna lose. Because Viking was coming out on the 28th or something, so I was like, I would be Celestial for 2 days and then I would drop down anyway, and that's why I started grinding it. So it was just before Viking dropped.
I think the concern was about the floor cap anyway, was it not? That if you made it Celestial, you wouldn't be able to.
It wouldn't. Yeah. So I wouldn't be able to go lower than 10. Which would not be a problem now, but it was a problem in late January.
Yeah, when you're just learning the character, and you're immediately up against floor 10s, like, that's not easy.
Yeah, I was not looking to get absolutely hammered by people who know what they're doing. But...
yeah, well done at Case of Chaos. Yeah. Absolutely storming through the first round. Good case of chaos. Right, so you were number 3 last week, so that means it's me next.
It's you.
Get ready for some glue, brother.
Oh yeah, let's see. Is it the window? Is it the door? No. It's the wall, brother. He is the true glue eater of the PGF. It's Reinart!
Contact.
You wish you said that. Every time Potemkin lands on player 1 slot, we're like eagerly waiting whether or not he's going to say contact.
With bated breath, only to be disappointed for like 2 months in a row.
Yeah, but every time he does, we just break out in absolute cheer.
It's my other catchphrase. So like, I've been playing on the Sunday before this, and I got absolutely annihilated in every single game I played. So nice. Coming into this week, like, my mental was in the bin, but not in a salty kind of meh kind of way, but more in a like let's just fucking do this kind of way.
You were just a doomer.
Yeah, like I was like good spirited dooming about this week.
I kind of had a similar sort of mindset because I was like, okay, I have played the Potemkin online, and that Potemkin was not you. And that Potemkin got absolutely fucked in the ass. So I was like, okay, this should not give me false hope that you will not do your regular shit. Because my main problem is that, like, when I play Potemkins, I can jump in on them. I cannot jump in on you. Like, I really need to do like aerial footsies in order not to get the 6p or the heat knuckle.
At this point, it's inbuilt. That buster, by the way, I did not think that was going to work. I was throwing out a lot more busters this week than I really would, I think, due to the mental state.
Yeah.
And I thought that was going to be like run up far slash or something, and it just kind of worked.
It worked because it was going to be run up and 2D. And if I do my 2D, you can grab it in the startup. And I was not ready for a bust.
I think the whole 6p thing is kind of inbuilt, and it's all Senpuu's fault. I think it was day 2 of Viking being out, or it was the first day of Viking being out. I'd been at work, I was finally getting to sit down and play, and he told me that Vikings like to air dash in a lot. And I went, understood. And from that point...
You're saying that as if I did not always do that with Angie either.
No, but being made aware that like all of the online Vikings were doing it too, and then you play 50 Vikings in a row because she's the new character, like it really kind of cements in there that they're going to dash in, they're going to use like jump S, and you're going to just 6p them.
Yeah, I mean, on top of the parry, the reason I fucking love Viking is because you can do air shit. And it's not the same sort of like super controlled air stuff like Milia, it's more like the defense, like literally like if I don't dash in, but you do, like literally almost every option I have beats you instantly if you're air dashing in, but Potemkin's not going to do that.
No.
That's one of my main problems, because that's like my biggest weapons. Also Mega Fist.
Tether Mega Fist.
Tethered Mega Fist is even worse than the regular one because it puts you like right on top of me.
I don't know what I thought that was gonna be. Looking back, I'm like, what is this read? What are you doing?
I don't always get parries on you, but I did this time, so I'm actually quite happy.
It feels like there's some weeks where you just know that I'm going for that close slash instead of the buster, and other weeks where I'm just gonna be able to catch a bunch of busters and whatnot.
Well, usually, like if you do a buster on me and you see reversal on my side, that was a parry.
That was a parry.
And that happens more. Like I was really parry happy this week. I noticed
You
that.
were.
And that was I think that was the main reason that Case of Chaos could just absolutely wreck me, because he was just he knew I was gonna go for the parry, so it was just like, oh, I just need to wait 5 frames and then I just fuck you up.
I'll just hang about for a bit. No worries, lad.
Oh, it's just a cheeky wee waiting time.
I don't know if it's been in one of the games that have happened yet, but there was definitely a moment where I caught that you were being parry happy this week, and you were a little bit of distance away from me, and you parried, and I'm like, huh? And I just 2S you at the range.
Yeah, because obviously all your normals are super long.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Jailer for the most time over the past week, and I got like super conditioned.
That's bullshit. I don't think that 2S hit you. Sorry.
I mean that was a trade, but yeah, well, if it's a trade, Potemkin wins.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, so I was playing with Jailer, and Geo has this, I think is the 6K, where she just like almost teleports in your face and kicks you. And that is something that if you don't anticipate and you don't know it's coming, there's no fucking way you can react to it. So I was just like, yeah, that was me being very happy there. So if I don't just like parry on read, that's gonna hit me. So that was kind of my mindset when I was playing you as well, because I was like, okay, you have long normals, yeah, you just 3-0'd me and we're talking through it.
I think with that wall interaction at the end, I essentially simply got in the way of your air dash.
No,
so
that's
didn't clear the wall.
Yeah, but that's what you need to do. That's like one of the most annoying things when you're trying to get out of the corner because you think that your opponent's going to pressure you on the ground. So you jump up. Well, you don't know this because you're Potemkin, but if you were able to dash, you want to like jump up and dash out. But if your opponent is like super fucking like hyper aware of what you're doing, or is like understands what the only option you have is, like they just run up to you on the ground and you're just like, okay, the opponent's gonna press a button, I just need to jump up and get the fuck out, and then the opponent jumps with you and it's like, nice, you're just trapped in the corner still, and then you might get an air combo because you're dashing, but obviously they're already in your face. Yeah, it happens to me a lot, especially against Jailer, because fucking Geos.
Watching that last end section back was good. It gave us something to think about. I'm starting to throw at the wall a lot more as a pressure tool, especially since it's not got that reversal property anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm not very good at actually pressuring somebody when the wall's not on top of them. They're kind of running away from it. I'm trying to like catch up. Like I'm letting hammer fall close too often where I should be breaking it before I get there, and try to get a bit closer before I'm trying to throw it 2Ds and stuff.
I mean, knowing that the wall kind of covers the majority of the ground. Like the opponent can only go through it if they do like a super jump to dash.
Yeah.
Which means that all you need to do is cover the air. So it's just like you do hammer fall or you do mega fist, like anything you do that is not on the ground is good enough because the opponent has no option but to back off, and eventually it's just gonna get to the wall.
I just feel like currently it's a little too easy to escape me when the wall's approaching. But I think that's something that like I could do something about, as opposed to like, it's just Potemkin,
Yeah. I mean, I still believe that having a hit confirm to wall is much better though.
It is, especially because with the old wall reversal, it was slow enough that if you threw it the normal and they go, it's the wall, brother, try and get the jump on you. If you had meter, you could PRC whatever the hell you were doing, be out, like recover your limb from whatever from being inside Potemkin and just grab him.
Okay.
Like if you had in the old wall, if you had 50% meter, you could beat the wall every single time with like a Roman cancel, which is something I didn't actually know until they changed the wall. So it's not information I could have actually fed you guys. But yeah, so it is better this way. although having like no reversal of any kind it's been really raw online if nothing else.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you need some sort of weakness. Like, I am perfectly happy to have like something like the Kabari follow-up. Like, if you block that, you should be able to absolutely wreck my ass. Unless you go for like a super slow move, because then I have enough time to do the parry. But if you're foolish enough to go for that, then you deserve it.
I honestly would give up some damage off of Buster just to have my 5p hit crouchers. Like,
oh, right.
Yeah. I also discovered that Milia's run also low profiles my 5p. I discovered that on the Sunday before this rollback.
Okay.
So that's brutal as well.
Yeah, but if Milia's running towards you, you probably you don't want to mash, you just want to do something like Mega Fist.
I was getting run over, I was panicking.
As that, like, Milia is usually the character that I understand that if Milia throws at the disc, you're probably going to lose because you have about 25% chance of like getting it right.
Like, I'm not sure what it is that's different about the disc now, but it is different. Like, my classical ways that I was used to deal with the disc setup online, they don't work since the Season 2 patch. I don't know if it starts up quicker or what. But I can't back Mega Fist out as consistently as I used to be able to do it in Season 1.
It could just be that they know how to meet it properly.
Maybe. But it's one of those things. It was much like how in the Esports Scotland tournament, I think, where the Happy Chaos was able to shoot my slide head armor and then block the slide head afterwards, and I was like, fuck off, you couldn't do that in Season 1. Are you joking? That's my whole game plan. It's one of those situations where it's like, oh, this was how I got out of this. Sort of moments.
Yeah, but this is the thing, like, against you I usually have this sometimes I have a game plan and sometimes I don't, and the times I don't have a game plan is because you start doing shit that you have not done before. And that's my main problem is that if you look at all the matches in the past that I managed to win against you, those were usually just me doing aerial footsies to the point where you just fuck up. Yeah. And then once I can get in on you, you're dead. But that's the thing, like, usually what happens, you do a slide head, I jump up, I get in, I get you.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult to do it now because you know that is exactly what I'm going to do. So by the time I'm in, I'm getting 6 speed. And that's super annoying. So unless I specifically read that you're going to go for the slide head, which you normally don't because you know exactly what's going to happen if you do.
That jump slash is a sniper rifle.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the one of the best air pokes in the game, I believe.
Absolutely. Like, obviously you were slapping me with it too, but enough online Vikings were also just hanging around waiting for the slide head, then jump slash, and then they were in. And I was like, okay, I need to do something about this. Like, not slide head.
The one thing that I actually have learned from online Vikings is that whenever I have a mirror, like, I still want to do my regular game plan of like being kind of oppressive, because like you guys play characters that need to be oppressed in order to like not get absolutely steamrolled by.
Yeah.
So when I play another Viking, the one thing that I noticed that if I want to like jump up and dash in, what they do is that they just jump up and throw at any air normal and it beats me because I'm still dashing in. So by the time my normal would come out, I already get hit by the other thing. And I was like, so basically every single one of Viking's air normals is a defensive tool because anybody who wants to come in on you will get absolutely demolished. Because as soon as they dash, you just throw at any normal, which is super fucking long. It will just get them and you get a full air combo from it. And I'm like, right, so maybe I shouldn't be too aggressive in the air in general. But I just love dashing in and just like doing your Zansen and getting grabbed.
I imagine that would probably work pretty well against Senpuu actually, because of the rest of us, he's definitely the most airborne. Like, Case Chaos doesn't jump all too often. I don't have an air dash. But Senpuu likes to fly about the place.
Yeah, but that's why usually when I play him, it's usually when we play online, it starts off as a really solid 50-50, and after like over 20 games, it starts to tilt one way. But yeah, it's like at this point, I have not played Case of Chaos casually for like a week. So I really want to see what he has to offer, because I think last time we played just like warm-up games before the gauntlet, he was like wrecking me like no other. It was
I've clocked him playing on Discord when it's not dash time. So, yeah, he's clearly been practicing since Rollback already. I think he knows.
no, it's good. I'm actually like obviously I want to be the top dog, but I also want to be our weakest player to be as good as the rest of us.
Yeah, and I think it's really sitting on Case of Chaos that the gap is almost nothing now.
Yeah.
The belt is within his grasp.
I foresee in the future a gauntlet where you get absolutely spooned, and he gets the gold. And when that happens, that's when the BGF is level.
It is complete.
It may not be next week. It may not even be next month.
But one day.
But eventually it will happen.
Right, we've been talking for quite a while. Maybe we should get into the third game.
Yeah, it's getting too podcasty again. Yeah? Okay, let's go. Senpuu's coming up.
Your final challenger this evening. He is the Simian Shuffler of the BGF. From up, down, left and right, the middle of the mix. Senpuu, 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 that's on!
Mix.
Mix.
It's good to do the intros. we should have done this before. Like, I don't know why we just didn't.
We just didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're this wrestling themed group. We fight for a belt. Where's the wrestling theme? I don't know, man.
I mean, it's on the events, but it's never in the rollback.
Yeah, it's true. Like, if you've watched the event videos, like Summer Slash, what there is of it, or Backyard Install, you can catch the live wrestling intros.
Yeah.
Complete with my ridiculous announcing. But yeah, it adds a lot of flavour.
Oh, he is using the projectile. I forgot that.
Oh, that messed me up so bad during that time period where he just stopped using the projectile because I was flicking it all the time and he started using it again. And I'd gotten so used to not flicking it that it was just destroying me.
Yeah, he's like, you can see that he was not really practicing over the past couple of days or maybe past week.
Nah, like from the run of tournaments that Senpuu and I did, we played. Well, I mean, he wasn't at all of them due to COVID, but essentially it was 3 DNF tournaments into a Strive tournament in about the space of a week. And afterwards we were both feeling it. We were just a little burned out on playing fighting games. So I don't think either of us played any in the week following. And even then, I think I've only played Strive once or twice since the last Esports Scotland tournament. Not including Rollback, of course.
I mean, as long as you have a session just before rollback, it should be right. I think at this point it's almost like an extension of our bodies. Like, you don't really think, you just do.
It's a bit like playing an instrument.
Yeah.
You get to a certain skill level with the instrument, and you don't need to practice as hard to maintain where you're at.
Yeah.
And it's much the same where we can go a week or two without really having a session and still play relatively the same level. Like, I have noticed like Rust coming in once or twice where I've just been like, I'm playing something else this week. You know, something new came out and I just don't touch Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, we're relatively consistent without constant practice now.
Yeah.
Although I'm never going to master this advanced Potemkin stuff if I don't get out there.
I mean, yeah, it's like, the higher you get on the skill level, the more time and effort it takes to get the next stuff, and it's gonna be like a very slight improvement.
Like, I could probably up my game a lot by relocating the position of the kick button on my controller. But the amount of time and effort to overwrite my muscle memory with a new button location is... Nah, man.
This is precisely, once I went from pad to stick, I was like, okay, it's clear as day that I need to nail the button layout before I start playing, because if I need to change that on the fly, I don't want to learn new controls again.
Like, if I bound kick to one of the shoulder buttons, it would make carrying things a lot easier, especially anything that carries off of slash or heavy slash.
Right.
But I just think it would take me so long to get used to it again.
Yeah, I was wondering how you do your colors because I was like, if you have the default setup, that means that you need to press down the same button, the two buttons with your thumb,
Yeah.
which is
Like, X to square is not so bad because you're just rolling from right to left. When you're going from X to triangle, it's across the pad, but I find it's not super bad. But moving to the right from X to circle, that one's a real problem. You just have to whip your thumb across the controller, essentially. That one's the hardest one, which is a bit of an issue since Carrag Over the Impact is such a large part of Temka's game plan. I can do it in the training range, but that's about it.
like I have this. If you don't know, then it kind of like reinforces my point. I have this. It was unsaid like quick Roman cancel combo that doesn't work on fucking Leo for some reason. But that is something that I have known for like months, and only in the past couple of weeks I actually started using in live matches because I have reached the muscle memory confidence that I know I can pull it off.
I'm not sure who I had a conversation with about this, but it's we find that our character knowledge is actually way higher than our gameplay level. It's just we don't have the muscle memory or the practice or the execution to put a lot of that knowledge into actual practice.
Yeah, I suppose it's also like because obviously I've been playing other fighting games in the past, but I never really got to a competitive level like I did with Strive. So it's just like going back to the Killer Instinct because I used to play that game a fair bit because the BLF guy suggested that we should play KI, and I love KI. I think it's a great game.
Like,
so
I'm super up for learning it for that suggested event.
Yeah,
if that's what we're doing. But I never really put time into it.
But there's the thing, like picking the game up again and having Hisako being so similar to Biking is basically the same character almost, in terms of like lore and also almost moveset wise as well. But what I found really interesting is that I had such an easy time just like pulling off all the stuff that she does because the muscle memory is already in there. It's just a different game.
Like, this is tangentially related, but there was a leak from Bandai Namco recently that suggests that sometime in summer next year we're getting Super Dragon Ball Fighters, which carries a heavy implication of rollback. And I have been saying before that I would go back to playing Fighters if it got a rollback patch. So I'd be excited to go back to it and see just how much better I am as a result of playing Strive and getting better at fighting games in general, compared to where I was, since that was my first fighting game, and where I really cut my teeth on online play.
Yeah, that's the thing, like... well, I think the main reason I really sucked at MK11 when we put it on is because there's a block button.
There's a block button.
I got so used to just holding back for blocking, even in DNF.
Yeah, I think like Adam and I had played against some other friends casually a couple of weeks before, and I got destroyed every match because I was holding back to block.
Yeah. And that's not how you play MK.
Well, I think the last time I played MK was before I was quote unquote good at fighting games.
Okay.
So that's another one I'd be interested to actually to like really sit down with like a new MK now that I can play fighting games and see how I get on.
I mean, it's likely that it's coming in a year or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm probably not gonna get divorced. I'm just gonna be sad about it.
No bug lady. That's sad.
Give me my bug lady. So I'm gonna have to resort to play the character with the parry.
Is there a parry character in MK?
In 11, I think it's Liu Kang.
Ah.
And there might be other characters.
You can fight Adam for Liu Kang.
Well, I don't really have to. I'm not too hot on Liu Kang. It's just like I want a character with a parry. And yeah, MK was the franchise that when I was playing it since I was a kid, and at the time I did not pick characters based on playstyle. I picked them based on design.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I first saw Devora, I was like, okay, this is my character. I'm on my bugs.
I mean, the only fighting game I really had any experience with as a child was Soul Calibur. Smash doesn't count.
Yeah, it's more of a brawler than that.
But like, I wouldn't say we ever got any means of good at it. You know, we just mashed buttons against each other basically.
Oh yeah, like
a vague idea of what we were doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually quite proud of this Super.
That is a tight window to get that in.
Because I got a just block and I turned it into a super.
Just block is one of those mechanics that I really wish I could do, and they say, "Oh, just grind IBs, bro," but like, no.
No, it's like I don't really grind it. It's just like usually when the one thing that is really nice, and I think I have footage of a couple of occasions where I do just block to parry, because the opponent is like still doing the string, but since I got just block, I have enough of like I have 0 recovery, so I can just throw out the parry straight away.
Yeah.
And if they're doing their like short strings, it's just gonna happen.
We've done it again. We've talked right through the match without talking about the match.
At this point, I'm not even trying to like focus on what we're doing.
We're just having a conversation.
Well, I think we like vaguely addressed what's going on because
it's more like a jumping off point for different conversation topics.
Yeah, it's like, well, also like what I want to mention is that like Senpuu was not really like on top of his game, but also I was getting the gyro effect going at this point.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, now I had played, what was it like? I played 6 games, so the 7th game was him, and that was enough for me to get to the point where it's just like, okay, I played 7 games, my muscle memory is getting back. I'm getting used to the projector because I've been playing this on my screen, and every time I go to the projector, I really struggle to look at meters and stuff because the surface that you're looking at is so much bigger.
Yeah, like I saltily whined about it last week that I'm somewhat nerfed playing on the projector, just in that like because it's so much bigger, checking meter and checking burst, like I don't think about it as often.
Yeah,
because I can't just like flick my eye like I would on a regular screen, you know.
I think you have done. Yeah, I think last week you had a match where you had the burst, but you lost because you didn't use it. Or was it Summer Slash? It was something like
that.
I remember there was one week when you could have clearly gone out of the combo, but you just didn't because you didn't realize you had burst.
Yeah.
Which is just a shame. But yeah, just so we just get to the results. So basically what happened is that I have lost to you and I have lost to Case of Chaos, and I have beaten Senpuu. So in this situation, since I am the champion, I'm the title holder, so I don't have to face anybody off for the spoon unless everybody else beats me. So if everybody beats me, I get the spoon because I was the champion, and then I just got steamrolled by the entire group. But since I'm the champion, I am protected from the spoon unless I get absolutely beaten by everyone, which means that Senpuu by default receives the spoon.
Yeah, since everyone moved through the second round, there is no one for Senpuu to play off against for the spoon.
Exactly.
And thus, by default, becomes Spoonpoo.
Yeah. So I am definitely the 3rd place. But we don't know who wins, so it has to be a face-off between you and Case of Chaos.
Indeed.
And that is something that we don't usually have. Like,
I'm not sure if this has occurred before.
I mean, last week you had to fight for the spoon, and now you have to fight for the belt, which is like the exact opposite end of the spectrum. So this kind of shows how even this is getting.
Yeah. Like,
so
we're heavily in flux now in terms of like placement.
Yeah, and like we said last week with Case of Chaos when we were doing the commentary, it's like when we're playing each other, there is like a sense of like individual glory. But if we were to just like go on a tournament as a group, it does not fucking matter which one of us takes the first place as long as someone does.
Yep. Ever since like that first Esports Scotland Get Gear tournament, Senpuu and I were discussing it during the tournament that we don't care who wins as long as it's one of us.
Yeah.
As long as it's one of the BGF, we don't care who's on top of that podium.
I mean, obviously, like, it would be ideal if there would be, like, more BGF names in the top 3.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as long as someone's there, it's, representation is, like, that's all we need.
Glory for the team.
Yeah, exactly. Name on the table. Well, name on the board, so another table. So...
Like, me and Senpuu talked about this a little bit. It's good that we've gotten out there into these tournaments because we're becoming somewhat of a known quantity in the Scottish FGC now.
Yeah, that was very much what we were talking about last week with the Case of Chaos. It was just like our group's name is now on the board because you have won a single tournament, the BLF DNF tournament, and that is like obviously that was a really small one, but it's still like BGF is there, and then you had the Dundee tournament before that, which I think you were in the top 3 in that one. How was that?
No, I was 4th.
Oh, 4th. Okay.
I was put out in losers quarters, and it resulted in I was 4th and Senpuu was 5th.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
losers semis. Sorry.
So we didn't get on the podium, but it was the first thing that we have actually you guys have done as a representation of BGF.
Yeah, because all the tournaments we played in pre-COVID, pre-BGF, so we were just playing as Reinart and whatever the hell Senpuu was called. He's gone through a couple of name changes at this point.
Yeah. And yeah, so like whatever we do next, hopefully PC stuff. Looking at you, Robert, please. Wink, wink. So if we get like PC tournaments, that means that the entire crew could take part in it, and that would be like, like the more players we have in the game, the more likely it is that one of us will get a good position.
Yeah. Although every tournament we've played in, there's always been one absolute killer that just slaughters Senpuu and I.
I mean, yeah, we had what's his name? Pizza
Ken? Samurai Pizza Ken?
Oh yeah,
Something
he was
like
playing DNF. But there's another pizza guy who was playing the
Pizza Time, yeah.
Pizza Time, yeah, okay.
With his Saul.
Why is it what's with the pizzas?
I don't know. There's another guy in the esports server too that's also pizza something.
I understand the pizza is good, but
apparently it makes you good at fucking fighting games. I'm eating a 360.
Okay,
no, for real though.
We need BGF pizza to come. Who's gonna be BGF pizza?
Do you really want to bake a pizza in the shape of a gear? Actually,
that sounds like a
that
fucking
sounds
great
not
idea.
bad.
Yeah, we should do that. I mean, it's not even that hard. Okay, you gave me an idea. Okay, you know what? We should do the gear shaped pizza for the 1 year anniversary.
We'll do a cooking with BGF episode. Cooking with Jumbo news.
Oh, let's fucking do it. We need to do that. Okay.
Once again, this is getting a bit long. Maybe we should get into the actual face-off for the belt.
Yeah, let's get the face-off. Let's see if it's you or Case of Chaos.
Please, Case, please.
It is time to decide who takes the belt home with himself. That was a weird fucking intro. I'll keep it, I like it. Okay.
Like, this is a good chance for Case of Chaos here. Obviously it doesn't normally make it to the second round, but if you watched last week's Rollback and watched the bottom bench match, he was 2-0 up on me before I made a reverse sweep, and I really thought I was going to lose to him last week. So there's a high chance that he just beats me here based on last week.
Well, last week, I remember this very clearly. Like, what happened is that was like a single move that you have done. That if he or maybe it was like I don't remember that clearly apparently, but it was like if that was a single thing in the third match that he didn't win, that he did different. I think it was like a DP that he did too late or something. If he has done that on time, he would have 3-0'd you, and that is super scary.
Like, admittedly, after last week hitting Senpuu with that buster, thinking he was dead and letting go of the controller, only to scrabble the controller back, drop it, and then die. I was so upset going into the match against Case of Chaos last week. Like, I think my mental maybe did recover in time, but I can't say that for sure. Oh man.
This is why you don't let go of the controller. I learned this against Case of Chaos because what he's doing is that he's doing his regular combo shit, and then he drops it. And I'm not ready for him to drop it, so I'm just like I'm not really like holding onto my buttons. I'm not really like getting ready to press a button, and then obviously using this to his advantage, he just restarts the combo and does more damage than he would have done before. So it's just like, okay, I need to be like on my toes all the time against him.
Canadian reset of chaos.
It's the old brother. And
I don't know if he tried to backdash there or if he just wasn't prepared for this flying BT man coming at him.
I think it looked like he was moving forward.
Maybe he was dashing forward.
Yeah. So he was holding forward, that's for sure.
in that match was another example of how I said I was kind of just throwing out busters when I wouldn't normally this week.
And they work.
Yeah, like between whatever the block string was, he hit me with something and went straight into Blitz Slag, and I think he said afterwards that he mistimed it, and I want to believe that, but I just kind of threw it buster and it grabbed him out of the Blitz Slag, and that was a oh moment for me. But I don't know if that's true, you know, or if it's just he did mistime it and you can't actually do that.
I mean, you can always lab it. You can see if it works.
Well, that's very true. Again, Case Chaos with the slight walk away to evade the buster.
He's much better at not getting grabbed than Senpuu is.
Yeah, the Gooth actually. Actually do a wall combo, sort of.
Yeah, like you just throw out the wall, sniff the glue, Mega Fist.
Like, the wall combo after the 2H is the most glue-eating looking thing on the planet, but it's kind of optimal, because you pop them up in there and you do the wall, and they're on top of the wall. So you 2H them, and you can do like a quick hammerfall break to 2H them again, and so on and so forth. But whiffing Mega Fist is the same time, and it's so much easier, so why wouldn't you? But it just looks like the most, you know, you just got hit with 2H with Mega Fist, 2H them again with Mega Fist. I play Potemkin. But if you hit them at sort of body height, you're supposed to 6H and go into Mega Fist, whatever you've got to think for.
It's just I don't hate Potemkin, but I just don't like that you just press buttons when I'm like half a screen away, and either I run into them or I cannot punish them because they're so long.
The trade-off would be giving me faster up close buttons.
Well, I think that's why you have such strong buttons, because up close, like,
yeah,
you're basically you're forced to grab.
Yeah, like grab is 2 frames, buster is 4 frames, 5p is 5 frames but doesn't hit crouchers, and then my next fastest move after that I think is either close slash or 2p, which rocking at about 7 frames, but 2p doesn't reach its full hitbox extension until break 10. So like, my close options are not...
Yeah, but that's good, because then
They shouldn't be.
you are the grappler, so
Yeah.
that's what you do. And you just free your case of
That over already?
Yes.
I think I had the same reaction on Monday. But there was a couple of moments in this game where I did, like I said, I threw out little busters I wouldn't normally, and they worked. And for some reason this was the first week I ever thought to jump backwards into buster.
Look at that, like, usually the champ doesn't lose more than the... But, okay, so usually the current champion doesn't have less wins than the one who takes it over. And here we go.
A nice tasty 6-0 this week. But then again, as the champion you do have a lot more chances to lose.
And to win.
Also true, yeah.
Because, you know, if you go like game 5 on most games, then it's gonna, like, you know, it's gonna be like an inflated amount of games you need to play. But all it takes is 3 games as a challenger to win, so... Well, not in this case, because obviously you needed to beat Kiss Chaos as well, but yeah.
It's been said before, and I'll say it again. It's one thing to win the belt, it's a whole nother thing entirely to hold the belt.
Yeah, exactly. It's not only you need to play, like, way more games, but you also need to mix up your play against everybody else, because when you were champion for such a long time, and you were, like, basically beating every single one of us, we knew that we probably just gonna have to play you.
Yeah.
And obviously, whoever gets the worst results against you would just be facing off to avoid the spoon. But that was not very relevant because we wanted to win. So it was just like my entire fucking labbing time when I was waiting for like online matches, or when I was just like in the lab, it was always on Potemkin. Because I needed to get everything right when it comes to Potemkin. Because if I get a combo that doesn't work on you, and if I drop it in the middle of a game, that could mean the entire game is lost.
That could just be Wake Up Buster, because your follow-up whiffs through my Wake Up sort of thing.
Yeah, it's Wake Up Buster. It could be just like absolutely anything. Like if you do like, I don't usually think about people doing Wake Up anything apart from Wake Up Supers, unless it's a DP. Because when it's a DP character, that is like my initial thought. Like if I'm running up on a character that has a DP, it's very likely that I'm gonna go. Well, I would say it's a meaty parry, but it's not really a meaty parry. It's just like I know they're going to do something, so I'm just running up to them, do the parry, and if it's a DP, I'm gonna catch it. But Potemkin doesn't have that option, so when it comes to like me going up on you, I'm just praying to fucking God that when I'm doing my meaty, it's on time, because if it's not, I'm getting busted.
Yeah. And then there's also the aspect of like you said, you had Potemkin set as your sort of practice. Well,
dummy, yeah.
Yeah. The longer you're a champion, the more people build up specific tech against you, and you start to feel it week after week as people are bringing new things just to beat you, and it gets harder and harder to keep them off.
No, that was like my main problem when you started your streak. My main problem was that nobody was ready to take you down.
Yeah.
And since I was the one who was taking you down the most, like, yeah, so when I was playing Anji, I actually had the tools against you, because if you did Mega Fist, I could just KO and it wins. But Viking does not have that. Yeah. So unless I know you're going to do the Mega Fist, and I preemptively do the Yozansen, so when you jump up, I can catch you before it comes out, I have nothing. Like, even 6P'ing the Mega Fist is so hard that I would rather just block it.
I've now fought enough Potemkin mirrors and tried to 6P enough Mega Fists, but yeah, this isn't happening.
No, like the only way you can 6P a Mega Fist is if you just catch that exact moment when the fist is coming down. It doesn't reach your lower hurt box yet, but your 6P is out enough that it catches Potemkin's hurt box that is like way above the fist.
Yeah.
It's just, oh, holy shit. It's so hard. So I would rather just block it and then do something after that.
Yeah, it's like at most ranges, it's negative. Well, it is negative on block, and it's negative on hit too. So you can just block it.
I mean,
I can't believe it's negative on hit. I guess like every other week, I remember that forward Mega Fist is negative on hit, and I'm like, fuck, man.
Okay, but if no, but you can do, if you get one Mega Fist, you get two Mega Fists, because it's like, it does the knockdown, or does it like? No,
it's only if you catch somebody airborne with Mega Fist, you get the ground bounce.
Oh, okay. And you always catch me airborne because I'm never on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, like if you just Mega Fist something, they're like crouch blocking whatever, it's their turn.
Is there no an overhead?
Oh yeah, but it's negative on hit.
Oh, okay.
On actual hit, it's negative.
Yeah, okay.
Like, come on, man, just make that neutral or something.
No, but that's I think that's fair because
hit. Not block.
Yeah, but if the opponent is crouch blocking,
why did I get punished for guessing correctly?
But no, like I understand where you're coming from, but Mega Fist beats literally everything apart from this situation. It's almost like even if you jump up with the Mega Fist and I'm also in the air, I really need to make sure that I either hit you before the hitbox for the fist comes out, or that I hit you after it has come out and you're already like heading towards the ground. So I have a decent window that if I press a button, I'm gonna lose the Mega Fist, and I don't like to be in that situation. But yeah, that's Viking specific, so I can't speak for everybody else. But yeah, Mega Fist is a really annoying move because it jumps. I really like struggle with moves that also if I do a move that commits to low, like when I do like my 2H, it has a really long time to come out and it goes really far. But if you just do a forward Mega Fist or even a back Mega Fist, you're gonna catch it.
Yeah.
So it's just like if you know that I'm coming low, you do a Mega Fist, there you go, I'm dead. So I'm really struggling with Potemkin. Not like online, like floor 10 Potemkins have nothing on you. Like they're usually really easy to like just completely take apart. But there are some Celestial ones that are really scary.
I've not really been able to get back into Challengers since the Season 2 patch.
Okay.
So like I think I felt a floor 9 on PC as well.
God damn.
So like
I've not been to floor 9 since like 2-3 months.
So like I don't know what's wrong with these other Potemkins, man.
Well, I would tell you what's wrong. They don't really like they respect my air approaches too much. Like I get so many Uzansens and Potemkins that is like completely unwarranted. Like literally, I dash in, and they're just like moving towards me or something, or press a button, they get counter hit, and I get my full combo on them. I don't get 6 speed, I don't get heat knuckled, I don't get any of that shit that you do to me. And I'm just like, if only you could do the same thing. But then again, I don't want you to be shit, because if you were shit, that means that if we go to a tournament, you're not going to be of any use. So it's like...
You're dead weight!
No, but that's the thing. Like, I don't want anyone to be bad. I just need to up my game to know how to deal with that shit, even if it's like an unfavorable matchup to me. I'm not the person who would change character. I'm the person who would up his game.
Scottish FGC, I know there's more Potemkins out there. Send them. Send them so I may know where I am among Scottish Potemkins, because currently I'm the best one I've fought. Send more.
Did you fight yourself?
Every day, brother.
Nice. So yeah, this has been another like unconventional sort of rollback. Normally, like when it comes to us talking over the footage, I tend to be the podcaster and Jamie tends to be the one who's more technical, but this just turned into a full podcast again.
If you wanted commentary this week, you came to the wrong place.
So maybe next week, I think you're doing... Is it you and Adam doing next week?
Yeah, we mean Senpuu.
So that would mean that you would probably be more technical, but who knows? Maybe you just like got infected by my podcasty way of doing this.
Maybe this is just the new vibe for Rollback.
Yeah, it's just like, we don't do commentary, we just do like...
You can see what's happening.
I mean, I think the main reason I find this valuable is because we talk... Yeah, it's just like we're talking about what is like the emotional state or like the mental state of the players, or like anything that is relevant to what's happening, and sometimes not.
Yeah.
But it's just like it gives more of a an insight of how we are as people rather than what we're doing on the screen, because you can see that. But when we're like expressing how we feel or how we like play or what we want to do, that's like a more personal level.
Yeah, we're becoming a personality variety show with some fighting game elements.
Oh man, like from wrestling shit, we just get into like influencer state or something. Okay, this is gonna get weird. The BGF is getting into like a mixture of like, I don't know, like YouTube personalities and fighting game players and some wrestling things going on as well. Yeah, it's like it's a very niche market, guys.
The people at home haven't seen the promos, but I've told you for months Johnny is marketable, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's too cute.
Eventually we need to like get to a point where we can just get some promos up and just
Yeah, I do want to get back to doing it. It's just been busy getting my life sorted out, but that's now sorted, I guess. So
pretty much
time to get back to doing promos, getting back to doing production work for the BGF in general.
Hopefully getting some more merch. Like, maybe we should get stickers and just stick them all over Dunfermline.
Let us know if you would buy a We Love Cock t-shirt.
Oh, that needs to be done. Well, for that we would actually need an audience, so we would have to have like events where the public could just come in and just like cheer them on.
One day.
One day we will get there. But yeah, so
I think that's us.
That's pretty much what we have for today. This has been a fairly short rollback with like a lot of free O's and like short matches and like a shit ton of like commentary on top of it.
Boy, I hope you guys like splash screens.
Yeah. Just like two characters pretending to be us, or us pretending to be those two characters just talking to each other.
I suppose if they're here at this point, they couldn't have minded the splash screens that much, because this is, 40-50 minutes deep into the video?
Yeah. That's going to be a long one. But it's, as long as you guys like watching it, good shit. So, yeah, let's wrap this up, because then it will just take like 2 hours to us just talking. So yeah, this has been week 37. of the BGF Monday Night Rollback. And I hope you guys enjoyed, those who are watching. And yeah, this is where the plug comes in. I have never said this before, but like and subscribe.
I'll catch you next week.